ourselves started here. All right. Well, hello everyone. Happy February. Happy Monday. It is so nice to see all of you, to have you join us. Very happy to have you here for the Share Network monthly community partner meetings. We appreciate all of you for joining us. We appreciate, being able to have this time to stay connected and share resources and just hear all the different program updates that all of you are working so hard on for this wonderful community. We have a great presentation today, lots of updates coming your way, hopefully lots of resources as well. But first and foremost, wanted to start out this meeting with some incredible news. Wanted to share with all of you that our lovely Janelle is back. And I'm sure you see her smiling face here and wanted to give her a chance. She wanted to say hello to everyone. So, Janelle, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Renee. Well, hello everyone. Happy February. And today is my first day back from leave. And I just want to let you all know that I'm really excited, glad to be back, and really, really, really looking forward to working with each of you all, reconnecting, knowing what's going on with your programs. So with that, look forward to me contacting you all slowly but surely within the next, couple of weeks, next month. I will be touching bases and just seeing how we will move forward together. But thank you so much, everybody, and I'm really, really thankful to be back.
And we are so thankful to have you back. It's so good to see your smiling face. And with that, we are actually, well, we've got some more people joining in. We're going to get started today, but one more thing before we do. I know that sometimes in the beginning, sometimes people need to leave early. We always like to give space to make sure that if anyone has to leave before we get a chance to share resources at the end, that you have a time to do that. Is there anyone that knows they're going to have to leave early and wants to share anything before we start our presentation? No, not today. Okay. Well, with that, I'm actually going to put up my screen and get us started here. So just bear with me for a moment. We are going to be having a presentation actually from the Share team itself. We are very excited to come to you today to talk about some updates going on, some of the different programs that we've been working on, and just share a reminder of some of those programs that we have that can help support the community, some of the constituents that you work with, just making sure we can get everything out there, and widely spread as well. And we have quite a few different individuals speaking today, so we are very thankful. And let me get us started with the PowerPoint here. All right. Can everyone see my screen okay? Yep, perfect. All right. Well, again, thank you for joining us, and let's start talking about some of our different share updates. So, for those of you that are just joining, because I see some new names, some new faces, to tell you a little bit about who Share is, and just a reminder, we started back in 2015, and here at the University of Chicago, we are what's called a geriatric workforce enhancement program. We are federally funded, and we are all about being able to bring resources, and education, not only into the community, but also to those that are providing care. One moment here. All right, let's see here. Sorry. Is that a little bit better? There we go. Sounds good. Um, so apologies about that. Yeah, so we're here all about being able to ensure that we are bringing those resources, the education to the primary care providers and those that are direct service providers, but also to the community and sharing those knowledges and resources throughout the Chicagoland area. As I started to talk about, we have kind of three big buckets that we've worked on over time. On the left, you see we talk about healthcare providers. So that could be we work with physicians, we work with nurses, and any kind of the professions we're working with, and being able to help educate those providers on what age-friendly care is and what an age-friendly health system will look like. And we're going to talk a little bit about that towards the end of our presentation too. So we've got some more information about that for you. We also want to ensure that the community has all the resources. So that could be when we work with all of you to help set up different presentations, making sure we have a variety of different topics. And we'll talk about some of those topics that we offer just as a refresher coming up. But we want to ensure that we can make sure that it's not only the community that's getting those, but again, kind of going back with that, those direct service care providers. So sometimes we're working with individuals that are, maybe it's someone that's um, working with RTA. Sometimes it's providing education, CNA. We're crossing those barriers and making sure everyone is able to feel empowered as they're providing care. And the biggest part, which you are all a big part of, is creating that community resource network. We have these monthly meetings, which we'll talk about too a little bit more, but these having this network of different types of organizations, different types of care providers. So we wanted to make sure we have that available to everyone too, because that's a big part in providing care and being part of the community. You're able to develop these resources. So now who are we going to share it with? Just to go back a little bit, let's talk about who our amazing team is. We have Dr. Catherine Thompson, who's our project director. She's here on our Zoom as well. We have our community health worker, our lovely Janelle Bennett. We have Jeff Gropner, our program development and evaluation manager, and Monica Long, our clinical nurse educator. You may have worked with all of us, you may have worked with some of us, but we may be a small but mighty, mighty team. And we'd love to be able to work with all of you in making sure you have what you need to feel empowered, to feel successful as you provide care out into the community. Some other individuals that are really important to know about as well, who you may not necessarily see, but sometimes they're doing presentations out in the community. We have Dr. Tia Costas, we have Dr. Lauren Gleason, and Dr. Shelley Williams. Maybe they've come out to some of your buildings. Maybe you've heard them speak at some of the caregiver conferences or such. We've had them go out, and they have been a big part of this project. They are our co-investigators, so they're a big part of the program development and being able to ensure that we're able to get everything we need to make this entire share network successful. So if you see them and they pop into our community, into our meetings, make sure you say hello. Wanted to talk about just some of the different programs that are out there that we talk about clinically. We have, as you see, we attend multiple different conferences, multiple different events. But our conferences, we have posters. We are attending conferences and speaking on a variety of topics, making sure we can talk about all the great work that's being done. And here are some of the different journal articles that we're also working on. Anything from we have provider, they're called ECHO programs, our ECHO educational programs, where we're able to do work with providers, so physicians. We have ones strictly for CNA leadership, all different types of programs out there, even our Mind Over Matter programs, which some of you may have been able to host at your locations. In the community itself, as I started to mention earlier, we've gone out and been able to have over 500 different types of healthy aging presentations with over 8,300 community members. These presentations, we have a wide variety of different types of presentations. And as you see listed here, anything, heart health, sexual wellness, meditation, fall prevention, navigating Medicare. And these all fall into that healthy aging and to that age-friendly healthcare systems programs. So we'll talk a little bit more about this too coming down the road. Some of the programs that we will start talking about coming up today, we've got different types of support groups. We're going to talk a little bit about those, as well as some of the different programs that our team has developed, like our Centering Our Values or our Dementia Resource Champions program, DRC, as some of you may know it. Going back to some of the clinical work, we've got some of the educational programs, those training programs. Again, looking at all of the different ones in the community, speaking engagements, and so on. Even our community partner meetings. So this is just a touch of some of the work we've done over time. And as you see, we love being out in the community, love being able to work with all of you. And then for those that are newer to our community resource guides, just as an update here, we are so very excited that we are developing our next edition. So we are in process of getting you more resource guides. And what that means, we'll be reaching out to you, establishing and reestablishing some of those hubs where, if you have a lot of the resource guides or you have a large need, we'll work with you on making sure you get those regularly. We have gone through and reevaluated all the different resources, ensuring everything is up to date. We've been putting in lots of hours of something new for inside, so stay tuned on our feature that's going to be in there. But we're very excited about this, and we love being able to distribute this to you. So we'll be releasing more information. As I mentioned earlier, the community partner meetings are a big part of some of the work we do. And I know many of you have worked with Janelle on, being part of this network. And again, we've wanted to bring together aging service providers, ensuring that we can all connect. We can all share resources. We can all stay connected on all the different programming and share that across the board. So if it's making sure we're all available for newsletters and sharing our newsletters, sharing our programs, making sure those events and calendars are up to date. But we love having these meetings to ensure that we can also provide you education on important topics. We know that there's a lot of different information that's out there, but we want to make sure we're working with the community and finding those important topics for you. And we're going to talk a little bit about this and have a good discussion about this down the road. But we want to make sure that you are receiving the education you need, again, to feel empowered. So I'm now going to hand it off to Monica Long, who is going to share some of the different programs that we have available. Monica?
Thank you so much, Renee. And as Renee said, we thank you all for joining these community partner meetings. This is a time where we can share some of the work that we've done and also hear about some of the work you've done in the community to support our older adults. I'm going to talk a little bit about our Dementia Resource Champions. Our Dementia Resource Champions, affectionately called DRC, it was an online model that was created following a model that we first launched for a faith-based community back in 2017. DRC was created as a 6-week educational series meant to empower individuals to become champions in dementia information and resources for their communities. The participants in the DRC that we created, we did 2 different iterations in person. We did them at some community churches within the area, and we graduated over 20 people learning more about dementia to help support their congregation in their churches and also in their community. And with this training, the overall goal is for them to learn to become a facilitator of a caregiver support group to be able to support their community. Our next series is coming up. It's to be determined based on our enrollment. And if anyone's interested, they can contact myself or Dr. Williams. Renee, if you can advance the next slide, I'll tell you a little bit more about it. So in our Dementia Resource Champions, our DRC, our participants will learn information at their own pace. They'll learn it through PowerPoints and videos, and then they'll hear from past and present caregivers and our DRC graduates. And by the end of the training, they'll be equipped to start their own and facilitate their own caregiver support groups. I'd like to point out that, as I stated, this education is for churches, faith-based organizations, but it is also open to the public. So again, if you know of anyone that is eager and interested in it, that is exactly what we're looking for. With this, okay, thank you. So through the 6 modules that we do with this education, we also do a mentoring session with the participants. We teach them topics such as what is dementia, the stages of dementia, advanced care planning, addressing behaviors, dementia's friendly and faith communities, and then your caregiver support group. We do supplement that with a little bit more information, so it's not limited to that. But we are recruiting through flyers and email blasts and websites, or again, if there's someone that you know that's eager and interested in becoming a dementia champion, or even building a dementia-friendly community or creating caregiver support groups, those are the individuals that we want. Throughout this education, the curriculum and the materials are emailed weekly, and then you also get a Zoom link that'll be provided for your mentoring sessions. We do for this training, we do a pre and post test, and that's to acknowledge your dementia knowledge pre taking the training and post, and then also to just gain insight on self-awareness and self-efficacy at the completion of your training. And then also at the completion of your training, you'll gain an official certificate of completion from the University of Chicago's DRC program. And then you'll also become eligible to take part in our quarterly meetings, which will also include other graduates. And this is the time where we talk about the training that you received, talk about things that we can change and update. That's that quality improvement to make it better going forward. And then also to share more resources that we've learned about evidence-based insight about dementia, and just continue to support each other as we go along, and also recruit others. One big thing that I did not say that's very important, that all this training is free of charge. When we do our mentoring sessions, we do it based on the need of the participants, but we can do our mentoring sessions every 3 weeks or monthly, and we do them 1 day a week on Tuesdays at 5:30. But again, that's also something that can be tailored to the group. Some of the demographics that we've shown since we have started the DRC is with our age groups. And our age groups vary from the eager participants that want to be a part of this. So from age 40 to 69, we're seeing an average of 30 to 43%. We've had a large African American following, 57%, but that's not to disregard the other races that have also participated in this. And we appreciate the inclusivity of all the different people who bring information and resources about dementia. And we've had a small population of Hispanic, but we're hoping to get more because we have people that are requesting some of our materials written in Spanish. So we would love insight on that or some help with that. So we are not disregarding, or we are not discriminating against anyone. So you can go to the next slide, please. So just some of the results of our previous training, it did show an increase of self-efficacy where their confidence about dementia, well, we have here ADRD, which stands for Alzheimer's disease and related dementias. And just to put that out there, Alzheimer's disease is one of the common forms of dementia. So an increase in their confidence of knowing about it, an increase in being an educator, and also an increase of their confidence in finding resources online. We found that increase has shown us that this training is much needed. This training is showing fruitful, and we've just gotten some positive feedback from it. One of the participants stated that this is a helpful information for all seriously interested parties and loved one. And thank you. We have so many more. We couldn't put them all in there, but our overall goal was to create this curriculum that is easy to understand, that is retainable, and as well as support the caregivers or anyone interested in becoming a champion of dementia education. Next slide, please. So here's another initiative that along with DRC, Dr. Shelley Williams created. She created this fascinating, colorful, hands-on guide to dementia care and dementia decision making. It is called Centering Our Values, and as it states, it's a hands-on guide to dementia care and decision making. And what that means is that most people are not familiar with the different stages that happen with a person living with dementia. And Dr. Williams went down the line and just kind of went through all the stages and just put some of the most common things that happen where people can relate to and understand, and then also use their values of their family, some of the things and ideas that over time that they've grown up with their family, and decide how to make decisions going forward. So that is the gist of the guide. And the guide was created specifically with African Americans in mind. The toolkit is a one-stop resource for your loved ones and that person living with dementia. It's a 100-page booklet. It has worksheets in it. It has, colorful graphics in there. And usually when you think about how people are coming together as a family, what are their values? What did they grow up doing? Did they grow up in a church? Did they grow up having family weekly dinners, things like that? And those are the things that you can relate to when you look at this book. As I said, it was created for African American, but any culture, any race or ethnicity can relate to this book. And her goal is to go and move into other nationalities and create it to make it of likeness for all. So with this workbook, as I said, there is a handheld version, and we also have an online version, but it's designed to help the families with those many difficult decisions that's involved in their dementia care journey. And with this booklet, the behavior information, it is very, very needed for families who just don't understand what's happening when their families have changed, when things have become a little difficult in their day-to-day things happening with their loved ones. So it is very, very useful. And I've given it out to a few people, and I've directed a few people to the website, and the feedback is also very positive. It was launched back in 2023. And if you want any more information about it, you can reach Jeff, or you can reach Dr. Williams, or even myself. We all work together with ITT to create these graphics, and it was a wonderful time creating this booklet. Next slide, please. So with all the work that we've done for older adults, we have done this, and now we are following this model through some of the educational initiatives. We utilize age-friendly care. And what is age-friendly care? It is healthcare that addresses the unique needs and the wants of older adults to promote better quality of life and better health. And that's just something that we've been working towards since we started this program in 2015. And we have worked with multiple amount of organizations who is also following this age-friendly care model in order to provide better care for older adults. Next slide, please. So just to give you a little background about this framework of age-friendly care, the Essentials of Age-Friendly Care is a model that was created by John A. Harford Foundation and the Institute for Healthcare Improvement, which is IHI, and they are also in partnership with American Hospital Association, AHA, and the Catholic Health Association of the United States, CHA. It's a lot of acronyms, I apologize. So this framework was designed for providers and those who care for older adults to provide quality care. and it's guided by a set of evidence-based practices using the 4 M's. And as you see on the screen here, the 4 M's are medication, mentation, mobility, and what matters. And with this framework has been used throughout a lot of organizations, and SHARE in the University of Chicago has also helped other organizations become age-friendly and to use this model, because these are some things that are important to older adults. They're important to all of us. When we go to the doctor, we want to know about our medications. We want to know about what's going on with our mind, and, if we're walking good and moving about, how we can better take care of ourselves. And then we also think about what matters to us. So these practices should cause no harm. These 4 M's are consistent with what matters to older adults and their families. And we just find that with us helping other organizations become age friendly, this can span across the world, where everyone recognizes they're inclusive, respectful to older adults, and also get at the needs of everyone. And so if anyone's interested about becoming age friendly, you can also contact Renee or myself to find out how your organization can become age friendly. We've helped Oak Street Health. We've turned our own clinic, South Shore Senior Clinic, into age friendly. And I am going to turn it over to Erica so she could tell you a little bit about our clinic.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Erica. I am the nurse manager for the South Shore Senior Center, located at 7101 South Exchange Avenue. Our clinic offers comprehensive primary and specialty care for adults 65 years and older. Most of our geriatric patients have complex medical needs that are related to aging, such as cognitive and functional abilities or functional decline, mobility issues, medication interactions by way of polypharmacy, and a host of other needs. Our amazing group of geriatricians and advanced practice nurses at the South Shore Senior Center considers the overall quality of life of the older adult here. And so they specialize in the aspects to assist in fully addressing the unique population's needs. Our team consists of 23 providers, 2 licensed clinical social workers, 2 registered nurses, 2 LPNs, 4 MAs, and 2 PSRs. The South Shore Senior Center offers primary care. We have a memory center here on site, the SAFE Clinic, which is the successful aging and frailty evaluation of a patient, audiology to come, which will be, I think, late March. We will have audiology back on site here every Friday. Chronic pain management, including joint injections. We have a physical therapist on site twice a week, Mondays and Wednesdays. We offer Geri Psych. Our social workers, they really take a holistic approach in counseling our patients. They assist with advanced care planning, guardianship advice, cognitive screenings, crisis assessments and intervention, and also caregiver support. We have a pharmacist on site as well, who provides personalized assistance for patients with high blood pressure and diabetes, as well as medication reconciliation, urgent care slots or visits for existing patients. We have anticoagulation management done by our registered nurses, Alzheimer's support group, seasonal flu vaccine clinic, Spanish-speaking providers, and we have free parking, which is a nice thing for our patients. We have free parking here. Transportation, we have cab vouchers for our patients. And if you'd like to send any patients our way, we have internal and external referrals we accept, and patients can be referred by contacting our Access Center.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Erica. And thank you, Monica, for sharing all this great information. So now we'd like to open up and have a little bit of a discussion with all of you. It's important for us to hear from you. It's important that you're part of this process with us too. And we'd love to hear suggestions that you may have for topics or for guest speakers for any of our upcoming meetings. We want to know what's important when you are serving your community too, because you know them, you know what their needs are. So we'd love to hear from you. So feel free to unmute yourself, share. Christy Edward.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Christy Edwards, and I am a community clinical navigator. And so my role is to go into underrepresented communities, African American, Latinx, Asian, Native American communities, and to provide education around research and clinical trials. So I know that with work that I've done previously around research, a lot of those communities, there's just this hesitancy with the healthcare system. And I find that bringing in the educational component is very helpful. So I don't know if that's anything that I would, that would be of use to any of you all, but I would love to speak perhaps offline with you all. But I do think an educational component would be definitely helpful for upcoming meetings. And I'd also be happy to present any information on around that topic as well.
Perfect. Thank you for sharing that. We're glad to hear because that is a great opportunity to be able to talk more about clinical trials and to be able to hear about that. But that educational component is important. So thank you. If you'd like to share, thank you. You beat me to it. If you'd like to share, please put your email address in there. Okay. Anyone else? If you think of topics or if there's any information that you would love to hear about, we would love to hear from you. So feel free. You're always welcome to respond when we send out our newsletter, when we send out our recap from the meetings. Feel free to just respond to us. Let us know. We always try to make sure that you're getting as much information as possible. But feel free to always send over your flyers, send over those resources, and then reach back out to me or to one of our team members and let us know. Okay, let's see here. Candace, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I wanted to first say thanks for the presentation, the information. I would like to include us in the resource guide if possible.
Okay.
And then the second thing is that we are doing another community-based research project about Black caregiver experiences. I wanted to know if I could share the flyer in the chat for you guys to distribute.
Please do. Absolutely. I saw that come through today. So please feel free to share that. And I appreciate you sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Candace, we have a lot of caregivers at our memory cafes that I know will have some fruitful information about their caregiving experience. So I'm inviting you to join one of our memory cafes. We have it on the third Friday of the month from 11:30 to 1 at the Kroc Center.
You said the third Friday?
Mm-hmm. And then
Okay.
there's other ones, we have several in the on the south side of Chicago. We have one in Hyde Park on don't quote me on the day. I can put the flyer in the chat, but I just know for in particular at the Kroc Center we have some that, would love to share their story. But I can check with the others too and see if they have participants.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you again. And I see in the chat presentation on quality of life and empowerment. Nicole, would you mind just kind of talking a little bit more about that and your thoughts around that topic? Oh, no worries. No worries. Well, maybe we can connect offline and talk a little bit more about that. I think those are really important topics too, and we would, want to make sure that we're meeting those needs. So yeah, we'll connect afterwards. But thank you for bringing that up. We appreciate it. Another question just to pose to the group is, are there any resources that you haven't been receiving but that you'd like to hear more about? Ones that you find not only beneficial to you, but to the community that you serve to help improve their well-being and quality of life. So Nicole, right on that, right along those lines. Sometimes we don't know what we don't know either. So I think that's the beauty of having this group. But are there resources that you just haven't found that you may be looking for?
Hi, my name is Crystal Warren,
Hey,
University of
Crystal.
Chicago, Urban Health Lab. Our focus over there is housing, and everyone knows housing is a beast in Chicago and our surrounding suburban areas. So any housing information that you have that far as availability, because we know we have lists of a lot of housing, but again, when you look for subsidized housing and you're looking for housing for availability, it's not there. They have waiting lists, and most of the clients that come through us need a place to stay, need to be housing secured at that time or in the very, very near future. So if you have anyone dealing with housing or knowing any availabilities, please let me know.
Thank you, Crystal. I appreciate it. Susan, I had seen you were trying to speak earlier. Did I miss you?
Well, you were looking for topics and certainly keeping us up to date on various forms of advocacy, particularly for renewing the Older Americans Act, what's happening both on the state and federal level. It's a little early maybe to be able to say much, but certainly in these weekly meetings, or monthly meetings, anything you can share with us about the impact of policies and what we can do to advocate um, for Older Americans Act, for anti-ageism. I think maybe a topic on anti-ageism might be good because a lot of people don't really realize the kind of ageist comments and things that they do sort of
Mhm.
unconsciously. So kind of going through, I only more recently have become more aware of these things now. But, people, if I complain about something, people say, well, what do you expect? You're getting older. Well, that doesn't help.
Right. Right. That is a great point. Thank you so much for sharing that and bringing up that topic. So, advocacy, renewing the Older Americans Act and just anti-ageism. Absolutely. We would love to be able to bring that and bring that education because there's a lot, like you said, there's language that we have to think about and just being more mindful. And how can we do that? And what are ways that maybe we don't even think about, like you said. So perfect. Thank you, Susan. And I have that written down as a note here too. Perfect. Dr. Brantley, I see you raised your hand as well.
Oh, hi. Thank you, everybody. I don't know if you survived the Super Bowl, but my husband's from Pittsburgh. I'm from Chicago, so go Philly. I think they got tired of the Swifties. But anyway, and thank you, Susan. I wanted to chime off of what she said. We've been working with seniors since 1991, and I'm starting a free Tai Chi class for seniors. And I think that ties in with memory, balance, ageism. So whatever, maybe you can connect with me later, but you guys, you go out to locations as well, right?
We do. We have providers and we work with different speakers that will come out and provide education on various topics. So.
Okay, well, whatever you can do, come see us. There's no bad topic, so but I just wanted to share. I think I did give you my flyer. I can put it in the chat, but it doesn't start until March 6th. My office is in an undeserved community, which is the south suburbs. And so I rehabbed my mom's house, and I thought she was going to live here, and she ended up moving to St. Louis. And my husband and I said, we might as well live here. I've been here since grammar school or something. But long story short, I'm very excited about bringing this program. I had to do some politics, of course, meet the mayor, meet this, meet that, all of that. So we have the green light to go, which again is March 6th on Thursdays. I believe it's from 10 to 11, and then it'll go in the fall again. We'll learn what we need to improve upon, and then in the fall, I think September, it'll go for additional 10 weeks. And I'm looking for sponsors because we're not for profit. There are some expenses, but you don't worry about that. We have passion, you go forward, and being here on Share, I just want to thank you so much. Again, if you can come out, maybe if you don't, maybe it's not enough time, I don't know, because it starts March and it ends in like mid or beginning of May. So I'd like for Share to come out and talk to the participants. I think we got about 25 right now. Everybody's waiting to see. Everybody's like, am I going to get a workout? And then some people are saying, I can't do it. So I'm all about the ageism, and Susan, she had a great comment, and then the other lady about presentation on quality of life and empowerment. So anything that you feel would be complimentary for the Tai Chi for seniors, I'd like to invite you out when you can come.
Perfect. Thank you. Well, we appreciate that invitation. Absolutely. And we can certainly connect and look at some dates and see what's available to ensure we can, help maybe get in within that schedule. Okay.
Okay, sure. I appreciate that. And then just one other point, the link changed. So I don't know if anybody else had difficulty connecting, but just wanted to say the link that I was using was from the flyer I got in January, but it had the previous link. And I apologize for coming on a little later, but I was able to kind of figure it out.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I apologize about that. We'll make sure that for March again, we'll resend that link again, and just ensure everyone has the right one. So apologies to anyone that may have had that older link, but we'll get you all settled for our next meeting. But I appreciate the topics. I appreciate your suggestions as well. Monica, I see you unmuted. Are you sharing too? No, okay. Just like to be mindful. And I see, yes, we'll make sure anyone that has added their email address and isn't on our newsletter, or is attended for the first time today, we'll get you added to our listserv for these meetings. We'll send over the calendar invite with all those updated dates and links and everything. We'll also put you on our monthly newsletter, making sure that you have everything as well. Dr. Brantley, I want to encourage you, and I know there you go. We're getting our body parts. Perfect. You read my mind. Any flyers that anyone has, I know Candace also, thank you for putting your flyer about the retirement research that's being done. Thank you for putting that in the chat. Feel free to add them in there. If you're not able to add them in there today, feel free to email them to me. And I love being able to attach them to our emails with our recap as well. But now what I'd like to do, since we've had a little bit of discussion, if you still think of topics or if there's still anything, resources that you would like, please feel free to also continue sharing those with us during the remainder of the session. But here's your chance to continue sharing some more resources. Anyone have any programs that are going on? Regina, I was waiting. Come on in, share with us.
Hi, thank you. We just had a session on Friday. Thank you, Share, for coming, and Monica for bringing a table. We also are going to the 19th. I don't see Deborah Thompson on here, but she is having her monthly Inglewood Dementia Friendly session on the 19th of February. That's a Wednesday from 10 to 12 p.m. Her first one was last month, so we're trying to grow and be supportive. So everyone is welcome, caregivers, anybody want to just come and participate, that's fine. And we will be at the Lindblom Park. They have a nice little room for us, and that's at 6054 South Damon, right in the part of Inglewood, well, on the west side of West Inglewood. So we welcome you guys to come on out and support, or tell someone that's in the neighborhood to come out and just, fellowship with the group. Thank you.
Thank you, Regina. We appreciate it. And that actually brings up a really good topic. A new initiative that, we've been working on is the Chicagoland Memory Cafe Coalition, trying to bring together all the memory cafes across the Chicagoland to be able to help support any new initiatives, any new memory cafes, trying to bring together and understand how we can support one another, any resources that everyone has, and much, much more. That's just kind of scratching the surface. But if you're interested in participating in that, we meet the fourth Friday of the month. Feel free to, let us know. You can email me as well, and I'll pop my email address into the chat, and you'll also have that when I send the follow-up. But we'd love to have you join those. And if you're interested in, dementia-friendly communities or the memory, cafes, we want to make sure we get everyone as much information as possible to be successful. Ingrid, I see your hand raised. Please join us.
I'm gonna probably add a flyer, but we have this Saturday a musical museum concert at the Timothy Community Center over in Bronzeville. We're gonna have that, so just wanted to put that out there.
Do you have a flyer or anything you can share with us?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the chat. I'm looking for it now.
Awesome. Thank you. That's super exciting.
Yep.
Wonderful. And these are the programs we want to make sure each of you have. This is so exciting to hear all the great work being done throughout the community. Timothy Community Center does amazing work in the community. That is great to hear. I don't think I've ever actually heard of Timothy Community Center. So thank you for sharing.
I just wanted to add, we had the opportunity to attend their open house last weekend. And I was too, my husband and I, second time, but this was very interesting eye-opener because they have this space that was previously a school and now it has been converted to a community health center. I know they have classes predominantly in the evening, and they're also a partner of UChicago Medicine, as we have been a partner since 2004. But the key thing is that's what they want to do on the South Side, provide resources and not just exercise, but health wellness topics. So if anybody is interested in presenting, they can be contacted, and they would love to have you, I'm sure, on their schedule.
Okay. Wonderful.
Yeah. And most of their market is, I believe, in the evening, but they don't really turn anyone away. So if there's a program that you feel that is good for you, like we specialize in seniors, although the seniors bring their grandkids, and then we have intergeneration, but they pretty much handle adults, but they will accept, I believe, teenagers as long as they're accompanied by an adult in their facility.
Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate knowing that. Wonderful.
They're
Awesome.
on 48th and if I'm saying it right, 48th and Drexel, right
Okay.
before King.
Yeah, 43rd and
before
Drexel?
King
43rd, yeah.
Yeah, so I never knew that they were there as well, but it's an excellent resource, and we were just at their open house.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. Janie, I see your hand raised.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to the Timothy Center, Timothy Community Center information. So that organization has basically committed to a new initiative starting this year about dementia and taking care of people in Bronzeville and the surrounding area who have dementia, and including their care partners. In fact, they are the newest, I think, a dementia-friendly community in our area, in our geography. So Pastor Neil was the lead on acquiring the certification or the dementia-friendly status there, and he is the person in charge of the community, Timothy Community Center. So anybody who has any programming around dementia care, caregivers, and so on, that's an excellent place to take any of that programming or information for them. And we are hoping at some time in the not too near future, they might start a memory cafe as well. We're kind of working on that next with them.
Perfect. Thank you for that background. Appreciate that too.
And that was great just to add his wife, because there's a teamwork involved. Her name is Dee. And when she got ready to speak, Pastor Neil said, "Here is Dee with the details."
Yeah, she does kind of run the show behind the scenes. Oh, for sure.
But she's right, Miss Urbanic. They are interested, like I said, in having presentations and speakers. And I didn't know that the Memory Cafe would be coming on. So I think it's great, because that's what I'm saying. The South Side and South suburbs, they're trying to catch up, in terms of different resources. So it's a blessing to have Share give us this platform for that.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Keith Lewis, I
Actually,
see your hand raised.
Thank you, Renee. First and foremost, I appreciate being able to share this space with you guys. I represent CTS Health. I'm the regional community liaison over there. We specialize in mental health specifically. So specifically, just wanted to provide those details. I will be dropping information in the chat for anybody looking for those resources specifically. We do provide those services free of charge with the grant provided by the city and also with Medicare. So if anybody obviously has interest within that, please reach out to me. I'll leave my email within the chat as well. Like I said, I appreciate everybody providing resources and details related to this space, just because, as indicated, this is a much needed type of affair, and anybody providing details related and giving input is also very appreciated. So thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks for joining us, Keith. That is a great resource too. So we're glad that you're able to share that. And as much information as you can share, please feel free to add that in the chat, send it on over. We'll make sure that gets dispersed too to everyone. I did hear someone that was going to add something really quick, and I didn't see the box light up because it looks like we were Ingrid.
hey, I was just gonna say that they do have monthly programming, although there's a lot of seniors that participate. It's not specifically geared towards seniors. There's a lot of seniors that participate in their monthly programming in partnership with the Lurie Cancer Center. They have what is it? Oh, rats. I've attended many of their sessions, but it's usually an activity and I'm sorry, they have a health activity and I'm trying to find a flyer, but a monthly health activity. They'll have a discussion, and then they'll do Zumba, they'll do kickboxing. They do some type of activity. So it would be good to connect with those folks. Cancer is a very broad thing. So it affects not just young people, younger folks, middle-aged folks. It also affects seniors. So
when you say they, can you clarify which organization? I just want to make sure.
Oh, the Lurie Cancer Center in Northwest.
Lurie Cancer. Oh, okay, thank you. Just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page with that one. Perfect.
Yes, sorry.
Awesome. No
Fitness
worries.
and Facts. That's the name of the program.
Fitness and Facts. All
Fitness
right.
and Facts. Yep.
Fitness and Facts. Okay. Sounds good. Writing this down too. Okay. Well, everyone, this has been so wonderful. We appreciate you giving us space to share just some of our updates, some of the programs, but also coming about and being such a wonderful network that allows us to create this space, not just to be able to share the resources, but just to come together and continue supporting the community. We thank you for sharing your resources. I've downloaded all the flyers that have been here. If you think of more, feel free to email me directly, and I will make sure those go out in our recap. But also feel free to connect with one another. That's the beauty of having this incredible network. Again, anything you think of, there's topics, there's any resources that you're looking for, reach out. We want to support you as best as possible. But thank you for being part of the Share Network and for sharing everything that you do and for all the work and the passion that you share. We appreciate all of you joining us today. Again, welcome back, Janelle. We're so happy that you're back here with us. But all of you, take good care, stay healthy, stay warm. And since we won't see you, happy Valentine's Day. Take good care, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye now.
Everyone.